Hey, Greater Philly, this is Pastor Matt. I'm so excited to be able to have you join me as we jump into this Sunday. We're going to celebrate our 10th anniversary, but as you saw in the intro, we're also going to talk about God's purpose for your life. We're so excited. We have a campaign kit that we have available for you. Several of you, many of you have already picked up these campaign kits, and we are excited to get them into your hands. A couple of things I want to go over with the campaign kit so you can dive deeper into growing your faith this fall. Our goal is to figure out God's purpose, find God's purpose for our lives. Right now, if you're struggling with having clarity, having hope, and understanding what's the next step for me in the midst of all that's going on, there's no better time for us than to be able to find out and clarify God's purpose for our lives. And so if you pick up your campaign kit this Sunday, we've got a couple of different resources for you. We have one resource is this brand new book, this devotional that Amanda and I put together for us specifically for this 40 Days of Purpose campaign, and it's called God's Plan, My Purpose. And when you pick up your campaign kit, you're going to have several resources in there. This will be one of the first ones you'll pick up, and you'll find you'll have a white box that we have there in the back of the auditorium for you. And go ahead, pick it up. It's $20. You can go ahead and make that purchase and pay for it through Tidely, through the app, or you can go ahead and there's offering envelopes next to the black box at our guest services. You can drop the money in there in that black box back there, and you'll be all squared away. This devotional is a Monday through Friday study. So for the 6-week series, Monday through Friday, that's 30 days, you'll start off your day, and each reading has a short story, a short thought, and then it talks about scripture that goes along with that thought, and then a couple questions to go ahead and use for reflection. This is a great way to kick off your day. It'll correlate with what we talk about on Sundays. Then in the evening, before you pillow your head for the night, this is a great book that goes right along with what we're talking about on Sundays. What on Earth Am I Here For? This was originally titled The Purpose-Driven Life by Rick Warren. If you've heard about this book, it's been around for over 2 decades and has impacted literally millions of people's lives. It's a best-selling book around the world, and so it's going to go ahead and complement what we're talking about. There are 42 readings, and so my encouragement is once we kick this off on Sunday on the 10th anniversary, for the next 6 weeks, every night, Sunday through Saturday, before you pillow your head, to go ahead and do these readings. There are 42 readings, and so that'll take you the complete 6 weeks. So you'll do God's Plan, My Purpose, this book in the morning, Monday through Friday, before you head off to work, and then you'll do this reading every night before you pillow your head. So it's kind of the bookends, if you will. So it's the first thing you think about in the day and the last thing you think about before you go to bed at night. Along with these resources, we have a study guide that goes along with that book, What on Earth Am I Here For? And this will be for small groups. This will be where you can take what we talk about on Sunday mornings, what you've read in the morning and in the evening throughout your week, and actually process these concepts in a small group. You say, Pastor Matt, what's a small group and how do I get to be a part of it? A small group is you and one other person or 2 other people. What you want to do is this. Pick up your campaign kit, step 1. Step 2, find a friend. Ask them and say, hey, at our church, our pastor's going through this series about finding our purpose in our lives. And so would you be interested in watching sometime this week, getting together, watching a 15 to 20 minute video? Our pastor's going to go through his material, and we'll go ahead and do the study guide. We'll look at some of the questions and discuss through and process through what we've been talking about on Sundays. We'll go ahead and do that as we watch the video throughout the week at some point whenever. And would you bring a friend? So you have your friend that you bring, they have their friend, you've got 3 people then to go ahead and sit down. That's how you start a small group. How do you do it and make it so it's fun? You have a cup of coffee or something to eat to go ahead and kind of break the ice, if you will, and then you press play, whether you use your phone or your laptop or an iPad or whatever digital device you have. I will email you these videos to go ahead and do your study each week. So there's 6 weeks worth of videos. I'll email at you at the beginning of the week with the video that you'll follow along with session 1. And one more thing to go ahead and really help it take root in our hearts is you'll find in your campaign kit this little keychain. If you can see this here, this is a keychain. What on earth am I here for? And these little tags, these have the theme verse for each week. And so the first week we'll have Isaiah 44 verse 2, which says, I am your creator. You are in my care even before you were born. We'll talk about that this Sunday. And this will be our theme verse for this coming week. Then the second week, we'll have a second session. I'll send out the video for you for your small group. You can go ahead and watch the video with your small group along with your study guide. And then you'll have your morning reading as well. And so we are going all in with an evening reading then. And we're going to do the best we can to take these truths, learn them, implant them in our hearts, and live them out through our lives. We love you. We're so excited for what God has for our church as we celebrate the 10th anniversary this Sunday, and it really kicks off this fall campaign, Spiritual Growth Campaign. Because my goal is this: if we can find clarity and hope in God, if we can live out who God called us to be and do what God has called us to do, that'll impact the relationships around us. Because the truth is, the people around you, your family members, your kids, your spouse, boyfriend, girlfriend, your friends, your coworkers, they can't live out who God called them to be until we live out God's purpose in our lives. And so if you want to understand what it means to hear God's calling in your life, we'd encourage you, be out this coming Sunday as we talk about how to find God's plan and God's purpose for your life. We'll see you then.